Okay, dear Venerable Sister, dear Dhamma friends, we have come to the second question and answer session in this Kalalgoda English medium retreat. So we will start the session with the written questions. Yeah.
We got 16 questions.
Yes.
I will read out the meditation experiences first, and then I will go on to the Dhamma question. Is that okay?
Yes, sure.
Venerable Sir, when I am meditating, I feel my stomach is rising and falling. At the same time, eyes are focusing in front, and it is like I am looking at a blank screen. Is it all right, or is it the correct way? On the other hand, I can just look at the blank screen and go on meditation. Is it okay?
May I know who has written the question? Anyone who would like to come forward? No? Okay, I'll answer in general. So basically, you can keep your eyes somewhat focused. The thing is, if now as you go on practicing, so there are possibilities to appear certain signs. But here, particularly in rising and falling meditation, where you are using rising and falling as the primary object, so main concern is not the visualizations. So basically our eyes are gently closed, and maybe if you consider the retina, it may be focused to something, whatever is convenient. You are not looking at something through the eyes, and you are simply keeping your attention at the rising and falling. So what you see through eyes is very much like blank. It's true. So there are no visualizations, there are no images, because basically rising and falling does not lead to too much of samatha meditation. Rather, it will slowly bring you to dhatu manasikara, that is the elements meditation. So it's a kind of a direct path for elements meditation and as well as to vipassana. So keeping your eyes in a kind of a blank state or having nothing to really focus, it's all right. On the other hand, if you consider anapanasati, sometimes as you improve anapanasati, there's a possibility that certain sign can appear as your concentration increases. So typically we call it as anapanasati nimitta or concentration sign. It is possible if you are engaged in anapanasati. But in rising and falling, our attention is very much very much in the abdomen. So this abdominal movement does not very much lead to deeper concentrations. It only reach excess concentration. It does not lead to absorptions and such kind of a deeper concentration. Therefore, having a blank vision while you are doing rising and falling is all right, because there is nothing expected to see through your eyes. So I don't know, what you really, so that's why I want to clarify a little bit more. If the person who has written it really want to ask something else, okay, then we'll go to the next question. Yeah, you have something? Sure. Come out, yes. Yes. The first question, you can repeat the question. There are two newly joined.
Venerable Sir, when I am meditating, I feel my stomach raising and falling. At the same time, eyes are focusing in front, and it is like I am looking at a blank screen. Is it okay, or is it the correct way? On the other hand, I can just look at the blank screen and go on meditation. Is that okay?
Yeah, actually, in a way we can say it's two approaches. Now, if you are completely forgetting rising and falling, and if you are simply looking at the blank screen, so it's very much like you are getting to samatha approach. But on the other hand, you are keeping your eyes with and not focusing anything in particular, but your attention is very much with the rising and falling. Now you are stepping to the vipassana side. So it's a completely two different sides. And immediately getting the blank kind of a nimitta, blank kind of sign is not the usual practice. Typically we practice anapanasati if you want to move towards samatha. As I said, rising and falling is not used as very much as a samatha technique, but anapanasati is capable of handling both. It has the samatha approach as well as the vipassana approach. Yeah, we'll move on.
Theruvan Saranai, Venerable Swamin Wahansa, sitting meditation. Practicing meditation nearly for 2 years continuously. Anapanasati meditation. Earlier it was gradually Pritipati Sangvedi, Sukhapati Sangvedi like happens. Now when I sit, after a little while, it comes to no thought zone. In day-to-day work, I am more...
it comes what?
No thought zone.
Correct, right.
In day-to-day work, I am more aware of the thoughts and less thoughts. So can see the thoughts fading away. Is this the path?
Correct, yeah. I mean, basically, slowly, now this Pitipati Sangvedi, Sukhapati Sangvedi indicates that you are very much in the Vedanānupassana. If you can remember Anapanasati Sutta, there Buddha explains Anapanasati with 16 stages. The first 4 stages are Kayanupassana. The next 4 stages leads to the Vedanānupassana. Next 4 stages lead into Cittanupassana. Now, as you are looking at, say, Pitipati Sangvedi, Sukhapati Sangvedi, means that, say, your mind is now fairly settled, and now the body may be in a very light state, very comfortable state, and there may be certain pleasurable feelings arising, and you can look at them objectively. So that is the important thing. So rather than very much like grasping any of these pleasurable sensations, pleasurable feelings, you step back and look at them in an objective manner. So it's just merely a feeling, just a happy feeling. So you are looking at happy feelings as happy feelings. And then you maybe feel comfortable, and you are considering this comfort, this feeling ease is as another state of mind, as another type of feeling, very much like a happy feeling, sukha vedana. Now, when you are looking at like that, then this also can fade away. Then slowly you are, naturally you might tend to look at the mind. So it's a gradual progress. So there is no harm. So if there are no any particular feeling available at the moment, and they are all now disappeared, and then slowly you can look at the mind. Now you can see various slight thoughts. And now thing is, you should not have any kind of say rigid kind of an attitude. Rather you have to really relax, allowing the mind to move a little bit. So if you are holding it strongly without going to any other thing, then it's difficult to have various experiences in the mind. So suppose you know now mind can move, but still you have some stability in the mindfulness. What I am trying to tell is, there's a very beautiful simile. Say you are taking your children to a park, and you are asking them to play as much as they like. And they are playing, they are jumping, riding, and so many things. And you are simply looking at them. You are not participating to the play, and you are not bothered because they are playing. Nothing to worry. So very much like that. So you are stable, but you are allowing the mind to little play. So then mind is moving to say some pleasurable thought. Maybe it is moving to some kind of an unhappy thought, undesirable thought, or say resentful thought. maybe little jealousy, maybe little conceit. So likewise, mind has different thoughts arising, and now still you can look at them objectively. Like we have look at the various feelings objectively. Now we are looking at various thoughts objectively. So thoughts may not arise if you are holding it too tight. That's what I said. Like parents looking at children are playing, so now you are allowed them to play. So they are playing as they wish, but you are stable. You can observe. Likewise, you are observing the mind in a very some established mindfulness, but mind has some little different thoughts, and you are looking at these thoughts objectively. So if you can do that, now you are in the region of Chittanupassana. Yeah. So we are continuing, and if you want to contribute to the discussion, or if you want to ask any question, feel free to ask.
Walking meditation. After a while, I can't, it's the same person, Bhante. Walking meditation. After a while, I can't feel the body. Only the feeling of the feet. Theruvan Sarana.
Feeling of the feet is also related to the body. So feeling of the feet is all right. Basically, as you can understand, now at the beginning, there may be so many things that you can say. You may have different pains, different sensations available, but you are selecting foot, the sole, as the primary object. And now the walking happens. And slowly your concentration improves, your focus improves, and your attention is very much now concentrating towards the soul. At that time, you may only feel soul, doesn't matter. So you don't need to feel the entire body. Now the mind has fairly concentrated to the soul. On the other hand, if I'm explaining Anapanasati. Now at the beginning, there may be so many other sensations as well, so many other feelings. Now if you are trying to concentrate on breath, slowly your attention being collected only to the breath. There may be a situation you can't feel the entire body except breath. Similarly, walking meditation, you are doing walking, and at the beginning you might feel the entire body, and there could be a possibility as your concentration develops, you are only feeling the soul. You are only feeling certain sensations available at the soul, nothing else. So no harm. You don't need to even find out where it is. Say, as your concentration improves, as your practice improves, there are some sensation, there may be some feeling available, and you don't need to even name it. You don't need to even find out where is the location. There is a feeling, that's it. So the simplicity improves. So the concentration, the practice improves means the mind gets collected and it discards so many other signs, so many other detail, and now you are only focusing only to a selected detail, selected data. At that time, you don't need to worry about that I can't feel the whole body, nothing to worry. Yes, yeah. Is it your question?
No.
Yeah.
This is related to my question as well.
Yes.
Because I am also in the same position. And what I feel, Swaminatha, like when I was in meditation, like I go to that, I think it's a nimitta, like
right.
I get a thought, then I'm watching it, right? It's rising and passing away. Like that, I can wait nearly 1 hour. Then recently what has happened was like, I feel again the Kayanupassana, Vedananupassana, and it's sort of a chakra, it's coming.
Right.
So I can't avoid it, like I just let it go. Is it correct, Swaminatha?
Yeah, I think it's better to allow it to happen rather than suppressing them. So say you are in a state where there are nothing at the moment.
Yeah.
But now as you are maintaining it, there may be again certain sensations arise, and there are again certain thoughts arise, and you are simply acknowledging them and passing them to go. I mean, allowing them to go. And slowly they go further and further, farther and farther. farther.
Yeah.
And your space become more and more.
More. And but I can really feel it like comparing to earlier. Now
Yes.
my thoughts also getting reduced, like per minute. I can feel it. Like
Correct.
even day-to-day work also.
Yes.
If the sadness comes, I can just let it go.
Correct.
Right. So I feel really comfortable.
Correct.
Sir.
So basically, that's why the spaciousness in the mind increases. So it is not that the thoughts, the mind.
Mind, yeah.
Thoughts and mind are two different things.
I think this sort of what I realize is a sort of a signal it's coming.
Yeah.
All.
And you can simply, you can either acknowledge them or even suppress them. But at the kind of the healthy approach is you simply acknowledge them, and you are not taking them in personally. But then you simply acknowledge them. They are simply thoughts, and you recognize them and simply let them go.
Then actually, Swamina, like day-to-day work also, if I get a lot of thoughts, your word is coming. Meditation is without doing anything. Like just let it go then.
Yeah. So, different approaches are there. So it is, simply allowing it to go is one approach. But on the other hand, there are certain aspects, say you can look at the causes of these thoughts. You can see the what is the root defilement underneath. Say there may be thoughts coming because of the craving. So you can recognize, okay, these are thoughts coming because of craving. There are thoughts coming because of conceit. There may be thoughts coming because of some sort of a restlessness. And likewise, you can recognize the causes. So basically the defilement. That's also interesting. So the entire practice is not simply allowing them to go. That is also one approach. So you better look at the causes, look at the defilement, and that's also interesting. And more you know these defilements, you understand, okay, this is coming due to conceit. And then you are simply recognizing, okay, there's a conceit, because of that, now it is coming. Say, for example, you are comparing two people. Okay, he is like this, he did like that. So he is, on the other hand, is good, like that. So you are comparing people. So that is measurement. That is the root due to conceit. It's kind of an outcome coming because of conceit. So you recognize that and then simply let it go. So that is more contributing to the wisdom. And on the other hand, now each thought may have some sort of a sign. Say, for example, you are thinking certain thoughts coming about your son, right?
Yeah.
About your son. So when it is coming, there is a little image of son. So if you look at that image, so that is what we call Nama Rupa.
I used to think that too, because I have only one child.
Right.
So always he comes to my mind. So
correct.
Those days, like, I couldn't bear it because he's in abroad.
Yeah.
So I'm now thinking, when I feel, as soon I get up from the bed, I feel it.
Right.
So what I think is Nama Rupa, all Patavi Apo Tejo, he also Patavi Apo Tejo. Like that I'm thinking. Because now I won't get hurt by myself. Like, I'm not missing him. Like, one day I know that I have to leave him and go.
Yeah.
So
basically now we are the ones giving these signs name.
Yes.
So there are kind of sign coming, and it appears like an image in the mind, and I am giving it a name. This is the sun. So I am making a sign to live. So if you can understand that, so immediately it's a very beautiful phenomena happens.
Yeah. And for everything we can implement. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
So this is where appear like, say, your mind is like a mirror.
Yes. Life is so nice.
Typically this mirror does not reflect anything. Okay, it is empty.
Yeah.
But assume this is the mirror. Now when immediately some kind of an object comes, there's a kind of a reflection. So that is what we recognize. So and we give life to this reflection or to this image. But if you are able to recognize immediately when there's an image happens, okay, now this consciousness, the vijnana, and now there's a namarupa as well. Now there's an interdependency between this consciousness and namarupa, the vijnana and namarupa. If you can recognize that, so immediately dissolve. Because you are not allowing it to make a story, you are not making them to live, rather you recognize this is vijnana, this is namarupa. And it's very much like you are immediately coming to the root, yoniso manasikara.
Yeah.
Typically we don't come to that level. Typically whenever image comes, okay, his son, I don't know whether he's doing well, whether I need to send some money or something like that, you are going to a story. Immediately we jump to the story. But without going to that, immediately if you are able to step back and look at the causes, coming to this vijnana namarupa level, that is the very much to coming to the root level.
Yeah, we feel comfortable.
Yes. Good. Yes, one moment. Yeah, he has a question.
Swamin Wahanse, now you said sign,
yes,
and then you get the nama. Or can that be you get nama and then you get the sign, or the both happens?
Yes. Basically, nama rupa, now say your child is made up with 4 elements. So, based on that 4 elements, there's some sort of a sign, that's the perception related to that nama rupa, related to that 4 elements. That is what coming as signs in the mind. Say rupa sanya, saddha sanya, rasa sanya. Likewise, say for example, when you are recognizing something, it is not the original object, rather it's a kind of an image happens in the eye. Similarly, when you are hearing something, it's not the real sound, there's a kind of a sample happening, and then say making a kind of a contact in the eardrum. So likewise, scientifically it happens. So similarly, every time there's a sign related to all these external data. So how we recognize this particular sign is through the nama, through the various mental factors. Particularly there's a feeling, there's a perception, there's a kind of a volition. So likewise, there are some basic mental factors involving in this recognition. So collectively we call it as nama rupa.
Bhante, this is a long one, but if I read the whole thing, you will be able to explain it everything. But if you think that I need to stop, you may tell me.
Yeah.
Theruvan Saranai, Venerable Bhante. Question. Please explain Sabbakaya Patisangveti Asasisami / Pasasisami Sikkati. Does this mean the entire body from top of the head to tips of the toes? Or is it the path of breathing from nostrils down to the belly where one feels the expansion and contraction? Or is it the path of the bell curve from the beginning to the end of the breath? How do you proceed from this to the next steps, Passambayang Kaya Sankarang Asasisami / Pasasisami Sikkati and so on? This question is based on Mahasatipatthana Sutta. May Venerable Bhante attain supreme bliss of Nibbana in this very life.
May you too. Okay. So basically, Sabbakaya Patisangvedi Asasisamiti Sikkati is very much related to the breath. Say there's a beginning of the breath, there's a subtle beginning of the breath, then it is coming to the middle, and then it is ending. That is the kind of a bell curve. Say each inhale you have that kind of a characteristics. There's a slight beginning, then the middle, and then the end. And then the exhale, there's a slight beginning, then the middle, and then the end. But it is not that the passage, the breathing passage, say it starts with nostril and then going to the whatever, I don't know the biological names, it's going till the lungs. Okay, so you are not following the breath. So that is not meant here. But on the other hand, when you are looking at the complete cycle of breath and it starts to calm down, time to time you can even look at the entire body as well, if you like. It's not essential, but you can look at the entire body as well. That also calming down. Because when breath calms down, that indicates your body, entire body also calms down. So sometimes, therefore, you can look at the entire breath, that is the beginning, the middle and the end. So that is the one approach. Sometimes if you like, you can look at the entire body like a bird's eye view, kind of overlooking your body. Now the whole body is calming down. There are sensations calming down, the entire body feeling light. Likewise, the entire body is coming to a very comfortable region. So therefore, those approaches are correct. So Sabbakaya Patisangvedi, you can apply to the entire breath as well as to the entire body, because these are very interconnected. Yeah. Yes.
Venerable Swamin Wahansa, please permit me to tell a personal problem. I live in a very noisy apartment, especially loud vibrating noises from the upper floor house, like children playing, pounding, grinding, pulling furniture, etc., which are unbearable all throughout the day, from 4:30 a.m. even till about 10:30 p.m. it goes on. It has now become a stressful situation, and even my sleep is very much affected. Even though I have informed about this, there's no solution. Venerable Swamin Wahansa, please advise as to how I could handle this situation, hoping to sell the place as soon as I find a buyer.
I wish that you may find a buyer quickly. So what to do? I mean, that's why, I mean, we think that we are living in a with lot of infrastructure, and we are coming towards the city and all these things, but we are leaving all the fresh air. We are leaving the trees, the fauna, flora, everything. We are leaving and we are shifting our places, our habitat to the city. So can't help. So that is what we define as development. If you go to other countries, it is worse. You know, I mean, if you've been to Singapore, you can't find single houses. Extremely expensive. So the majority are these flats, very much like the apartments. So this is what we define as development. So if you can find a remote village place, then you are more safe. But the villagers are asking to develop, to make more roads, more electricity, everything, all the infrastructure. So that is the development. So by the way, I mean, there are people who really appreciate the living with the nature, and they are finding the remote places, and likewise. So it's the approach what we are taking. So if you are coming to the city just mere sake of the comfort or the facilities, infrastructure and all these things, then we have to bear all these things. On the other hand, I mean, so these senses, even though they are healthy, sometimes they are troublesome. So therefore, senses, the eyes, ears, tongue, nose, body, and these are very much like Buddha is giving a simile as a skin out cow. So wherever she goes, so it will be caught, it will be bite by various other animals. So even if you go to open space, there are say birds and mosquitoes and all these flies and all come and eat. If you go under a tree, there are again say various other insects coming and bite. If she go under water, again fish and various other water creatures coming and bite. So this is the situation. Yes.
Venerable Swamin Wahansa, in yesterday's sermon you mentioned Pachuppanne Dhammang Tatta Tatra Vipassati. In this context, how does one go about practicing the Vipassana? Theruvan Sarana.
So that is the Vipassana actually. So Vipassana means basically the main, say, very much the essence of vipassana is related to the present moment, observing present moment. So then and there causes are happening, and then and there results are arising, and you are keeping your attention then and there. Say for example, you are keeping your attention, say overlooking your body, and you don't know where the next feeling happens. So immediately assume that there's a feeling arising at the knee. So you are there immediately. Immediately your attention being brought to knee, and now you are observing that arisen feeling. Assume that now it is arising and changing and splitting and all these things, and then it disappears. Again now you are ready to locate your attention to any other place. Suppose then another feeling arises in the opposite knee. Then you are there. So this all happened in the present moment. Paccupannancayo dhammang tatta tatta vipassati. Then and there, each and every location you are keeping your attention, and these all phenomena are causal phenomena. It is not someone is creating. It is not that you purposefully making them. There are certain causes. Because of them, they arise. And you are ready, and you are immediately you keep your mind at there, and you are observing them. Similarly, say you are looking at your mind. So you are simply ready. And assume there's a kind of a resentful feelings, kind of a resentful thought arising. So immediately you understand that. At this very moment, it is not that you think about a past thought. You are not imagining about a future thought. Rather, at this moment, now there is a grudge. Now there is a resentment. Now there is lust at this very moment. So at this very moment, you are recognizing it. That's why sandittika dhamma. So at this very moment, this very immediacy is there, very electric. So that is where the vipassana is coming very aligned with the present moment. Yes.
Venerable Sir, a layman, how does he enter the Arya Margaya? Is it with practicing dana, sila and meditation? Do we have to read the sutta?
Yeah, Buddha has mentioned 5 main supports. So if you can remember Anuggahita Sutta, Buddha particularly mentioned 5 types of supports. He mentioned Sila Anuggahita, where we need to support our practice with Sila, morality. Say you have to protect your body and the speech without harming others or without harming yourself. So you have to restrain the body and the speech. So that is one aspect. Say when you are meditating, if your mind starts to sort of accuse you, then it will be a very disturbing process. So but if you are spending time in a very righteous manner, and you are not harming others, you are not stealing, engaging in any sexual misconduct, and you are not lying, likewise you are protecting sila, then you feel comfortable. You feel that you are a good person. So this is very positive mental environment. So this is the Sila Anuggahita. Then Buddha says Sutta Anuggahita, where you need to listen some Dhamma, you need to read something. So likewise you are really learning from Buddha's teaching. It is not that we have to reinvent the wheel. Rather, it is already available. Buddha has found the method. He has preached Dhamma. So we are trying to understand the Buddha's teaching. So that is also important. So that is Sutta Anuggahita. Through learning, through listening. So that is Sutta Anuggahita. Then Buddha mentioned another method. That is the Sakacca Anuggahita. Where that is what we are doing. So basically we are discussing. Okay, there may be different matters that we don't understand. There may be certain experiences that we went through while our practice, which we want to clarify. So likewise, there may be certain situations that we need to discuss with others, discuss with someone who at least has a little experience more than myself. So likewise, we find some people, co-practitioners or some teachers, then we discuss. This is called Sakacca Anuggahita. And then the Samatha Anuggahita, where you need to focus your mind, where you need to concentrate your mind. You have to develop concentration. And the last is the Vipassana Anuggahita. So the developed concentration now you are using to observe various phenomena, and through that observation you are developing wisdom. So Buddha says if you are facilitating your whole practice with all these 5 methods, so then your insight will be more powerful. The Cheto Vimutti, the freedom of mind, freedom of wisdom is possible if you are supporting in all these aspects. Yeah.
Venerable Swamin Wahansa, at the start of walking meditation, I observe Pansil while walking and then do Buddhaguna, Dhammaguna and Sanghaguna bhavana till I get my mind settled. Then only I start concentrating on walking. Is it okay or anything wrong in this?
It depends on the state of your mind. Say if your mind is so much scattered and in a resentful attitude, so probably if you immediately get into observe left, right or various sensations, you might not feel comfortable. But at such occasion, you can do a little bit of metta or buddhanusati and again uplift your mind. And then you can start practicing sensations or observing various sensations. But on the other hand, you can immediately get into observe sensations as well. That is also possible if your mind is in a somewhat balanced position. So therefore, if you are in a very collected, calm state of mind, there are no any kind of ups and kind of fluctuations. Rather, you are in a middle region. Then you can immediately start watching various sensations, various feelings and all. You can get into Kayanupassana immediately. So slowly you can give more prominence to Kayanupassana. Rather than involving too long in the Buddhanusati, Dhammanusati, Sanghanusati, whatever these various thinking related practices, you can slowly shift to the knowing related practices, the feeling related practices. These are fairly direct. So you are in the Satipatthana level, not into the thinking kind of level. So there's a more kind of a calming effect, more kind of a maturing effect in the mind. Yes.
Reverend Sir, may Triple Gem bless you. Walking meditation. I am practicing meditation since 4 months. Walking meditation is very easy for me. My mindfulness is there most of the time. If I get distracted, I know so and bring my mind to present moment very quickly. When I am walking during the day-to-day life too, my mind goes to my feet most of the time. She's talking about sitting also. Shall I read that? Yeah, sitting meditation. After the mindful walking, I start sitting thinking I am here now. Then I watch rising and falling. After about half an hour, I get an unbearable vomitish feeling. By being mindful, I try to change the posture, but still feels vomitish. After about 5 minutes, I am okay. Please be kind enough to advise for me to progress on the path.
So this vomitish feeling comes during sitting, right?
Yes, Bhante.
There could be some imbalance in the approach. So if you are in a very fairly relaxed approach, then this kind of side effects, what we say, may be less. But if you are trying too hard, there could be certain kind of fluctuations can happen. So adjust your energy, adjust your effort, because if you are putting too much effort, there could be a certain tension. So this tension can lead to this kind of some abnormalcy in the body. So that is one thing. On the other hand, you can check whether when you are doing, is she doing anapanasati in the sitting or rising and falling? Okay. So it's then very much unlikely. So basically check where your eyes are located. Your eyes has to be very gently closed and it is not focusing anything in particular. It's simply closed. You are not using your eyes. You are simply keeping your attention on the abdomen and you are feeling the abdominal movement. You are feeling it. You are being aware of that. It's a very gentle movement. Simply you are being aware of it. There's a simple movement and you are simply being aware of that movement. So there is no tension being built in your face. You can check these indications, because sometimes we are taking things too hard. We consider meditation as something big. We are taking it too hard. It is not. So you have to be very comfortable. That's why at the beginning we are simply sitting very comfortably. We are feeling at ease. We are taking it simple. So likewise, it's make it a very joyful practice, kind of a relaxed practice, not very much a effortful practice. So if you are going more into the effortful practice, this kind of effects can arise. Yeah.
Venerable Bhante, can you please explain introvert and extrovert in mind? Thank you. Blessings you with the triple gem.
Yeah, typically we have to be introvert. That is what typically we advise. That means typically we are thinking about others, finding fault with others, every time blaming the politicians and all these things. No, so every time we are outside. So better we come inside. So that is introvert. That's fine. So then we are in ourselves and we are with our body and all these things. So that is the one kind of a behavioral change that we have to do, kind of an attitude change that we have to do. And then we are getting to our own kind of a spiritual practice. And in that practice, our mind is located inside. Say Kayanupassana means, so your attention is entirely in the body. So say you are doing walking meditation, so your attention is on the foot. You are doing breathing meditation, your attention is on the breath. If you are doing elements meditation, your attention is on the elements. So likewise, your attention is now located inside the body. So that is also introvert. But this is not entirely fixed. As you progress, now it is slowly, you feel some kind of a disengagement arising between this observation and the object, and the observer becomes somewhat separated. You are now loosely coupled. You are not tightly coupled, but you are loosely coupled. So you are able to look at these phenomena like someone else. Now body feelings are there, very much like externally we are looking at them. Now there's a kind of a change happens in yourself. And then there's a possibility that the mind completely discards all these things and it becomes very much disengaged, not grasping anything. That's what we discussed during yesterday Dhamma sermon. So on such situation, you are not introvert and again you are not extrovert. So the mind is in a beautiful balance. So that is what mentioned in the Bhaddekaratta Sutta, Asanghirang Asankuppang. Sanghirati means you are being dragged. Sankuppam means you are being resentment, kind of a opposite directions. I mean, you are being dragged or you are being pushed back. Something like that. So typically our behavior, the mind's behavior is like that. Either we are being attracted to something or we are being repelled to the other side. When someone you like, you being attracted. When someone you don't like, you immediately want to escape. You want to go away. So you are constantly being flown, constantly being run away between these two extremes. But the meditation leads you to come to a beautiful balance where you are in a unestablished kind of mindfulness. So you are not established inside, neither established outside. So this is something that one has to find out to the practice, and this Buddha asking us to use as a kind of a base for further development of our mind. Yes.
Venerable Bhante, I would like to know whether mindfulness means the Sati Sampajana. If not, kindly let me know what is Sati Sampajana and Yoniso Manasikara.
Very related, but not the same. Say, typically mindfulness, basically being aware of yourself, living in the present moment, have a kind of open attitude. So these are certain aspects of mindfulness. And that also not fixed. So if you are trying to give a fixed definition for mindfulness, then it is not correct. It is not that mindfulness is every time, okay, you are looking at your body, entirely attention is focused on the body, with the body and all these things. As I just explained, your mindfulness evolves. Now you can even go to a mindfulness that you are overlooking your body. At the beginning, it is not like overlooking. You are fully fixed with the object. That's also mindfulness, type of mindfulness. But later you can have a kind of a separated, kind of overlooking attitude where your certain sensations are there. You can, in a balanced way, you can observe that. That's also possible. And then there's another stage. You are not looking at them at all. You are grasping nothing. It's still mindful. So therefore, mindfulness we can't say that it has a fixed meaning, fixed definition. It also evolves. So what's the next question? Sati Sampajanya. Now, Sampajanya basically means as you develop mindfulness, so you can look at certain phenomena with more detail. So at the beginning, say for example, if I am showing you this, you might not be able to recognize very clearly all the, say, the digits. But if I am looking at closely, you are able to recognize the digits and what is the color and where it is located. Likewise, now when you are looking at them closely, you can see the clear details. So likewise, Sampajanya has that attribute, where mindfulness leads to know finer details, refined details. So this slowly this becomes coupled together. Mindfulness and the seeing things clearly coupled together. So together we call it as Sati Sampajanya.
Venerable Bhante, please explain the three cravings, Kamatanha, Bhavatanha and Vibhavatanha. Especially the difference between Bhavatanha and Vibhavatanha. Theruvan Saranai.
Today is like a Sunday school. Kamatanha, Bhavatanha, Vibhavatanha. Kamatanha is easy to understand, that we have sensual desires. So we like to see beautiful sights, we like to listen beautiful music, we like to feel pleasant smells, we like to taste delicious food and all. We like to have pleasant sensations, tactile sensations. So these are something that we desire. And similarly, there are certain attributes. Okay, so if I have more money, I can have all these things. So we like to have more money. That's also going towards Kama Tanha. So likewise, there are whatever the aspects related to the satisfying of five faculties, eye, ear, nose, tongue and the body. So all are desires related to the Kama Tanha. On the other hand, Bhavatanha, that you want to become someone. At the present moment, you are not much happy. So instead of in the present bored moment, the present bored, monotonous kind of a situation, why not have a good ice cream? Why not have a little music? So why not have a promotion in my occupation? Why not have migrate into Australia? So you want to go for something else. You are not happy in the present moment, so your mind is looking for something else. So you are being grasping outside or something not available at the moment, but desiring something. So desire to become something. So actually these are very coupled. Say when you are not happy in the present moment, you want to have something. So that's the Bhavatanha. So it might select, okay, at the moment I might want to listen some music. Now you are changing your bored, monotonous attitude, the experience to listen to music. So that being driven by the Bhavatanha in a way. And on the other hand, it has some deeper meaning that I want to live for a long time. I want to live for a long time. That's also there, no? That's again some subtle Bhavatanha. And on the other hand, say you are in a bad situation, say your upper story giving more noise. So you want to immediately get rid of it. So you want to sell your property. So that is the vibhava tanha. So you want to escape. You want to get rid of things. So these are coupled together. Yeah.
Venerable Swamin Wahansa, certain professions conducted by laymen need continuous scanning and evaluation of the future and fast actions. How could such personnel adapt to mindfulness of the present moment?
Yeah, that's what we yesterday also touched a little bit. So it does not mean that we entirely stop thinking. That's also possible, and time to time you also should be able to do it. But on the other hand, depending on the situation, we should be able to skillfully think about maybe our past, maybe our history, what has happened in the recent situation or whatever thing, recent past. It's kind of an analysis you can do. And again, you can plan, skillful planning. So that is involved in our lives. But it does not mean that we are proliferating entirely in the past and the future. But we should be able to stop that if it is necessary. If I'm feeling enough, if the design is done, planning is enough, now I feel tired, can I have kind of a still mind? Can you come back to yourself and have no thoughts? That is where we have some sort of a mastery in thinking. That's what Buddha recommend. So you can make use of thinking as a skill. Say our eyes are open, you can look at the eyes. You look at through eyes. Say when you are driving, you can't keep your eyes closed, no? So, but when you are meditating, you have to keep your eyes closed because it's much easier then. So you can use your faculties, you can use your eyes. Similarly, when you don't need to think, you can keep your mind entirely empty, no thoughts. But if you want to think, you can think as well. But with mindfulness. Say it is not that you are being dragged for thinking. It is not that you are being caught for thinking. It is not mind has taken you for a ride. That is what typically happens to us. Mind is thinking, we can't stop. So the mastery means if you want, you can think. If you don't want, you can stop thinking. You can be entirely still, very quiet. So therefore you can do mindfulness practice related to the past and to the future as well. Yeah.
Dear Bhante, thank you for the excellent exposition yesterday. In the West, we hear that meditation is good for analysis, research and critical thinking, and it is a fashion. But in Sri Lanka, we are told not to think too much or make judgments, etc. Could you say more on how meditation could help in us to think critically and solve problems?
So I think mostly when you are developing mindfulness, you have some sort of a non-grasping kind of an attitude. Your mind is in a relaxed state, in a balanced state. So then you can get the correct decision. Say there are many decisions available, and among these different decisions, what is the best decision? What is the best choice? So if your mind being biased, if your mind being cluttered, so then you might not select in the best decision. But if you are in a very balanced mind, your mind is fairly free, spacious, almost with less defilements, it's very likely that you are going for the correct decision. So therefore, meditation helps us to get the correct decision, because you know your skills, you know your strengths and weaknesses, and you know how to get the correct decision based on your skills, based on the situation. So likewise, definitely the meditation helps us to get correct decisions. Yeah. Sunday school. Yes.
Yeah. Could you please explain about Pancha Upadana Skandha?
Yes, Buddha explained whoever the so-called person with 5 aggregates: Rupakkhandha, Vedanakhandha, Sanyakhandha, Sankharakhandha, Vijnanakhandha. So there are collection of material, collection of feelings, collection of perceptions, various say volitions, mental patterns, and again the thinking or the sort of knowing. So all these are collectively we call as a person, a being. So our mind typically grasps any of these 5 sections. Either we grasp our body, I am looking good today, I am feeling say handsome today. So I am recognizing body as me. So I have to go to Mithirigala today. So the body has to taken to the Mithirigala, but I am recognizing body as me. On the other hand, so I can preach good Dhamma. So now I am recognizing this skill as I. So I am giving some marks to this skill. So I am recognizing this skill as me, as I. So likewise, various skills and various perception and all these things recognize as myself, as someone, as a person. So that is the upadana, that is the grasping. So Buddha asks us to recognize this grasping, how this grasping happens. Time to time we shift this grasping. Sometimes we are shifting it to the body. I am beautiful, I am pretty, I am handsome, blah blah blah. That is related to the body. Now I am grasping the body. So I can sing beautifully. I can think, say correctly. So we are grasping all the skills as I. So likewise, the perceptions. So we are Buddhists. So we are Sri Lankan Buddhists. So this is in a way a perception. So we are recognizing it. So they are good or they are bad. So we are good. So all are perceptions. So we recognize. So we identify with all these thinking as me. So all are grasping. So Buddha is taking us to a very beautiful balance again. So there are no grasping. The situation happens beautifully. So you don't need a person to run the show. Show is running by itself without a singer. Something like that. Yes.
Most Venerable Bhante, our goal is to attain Nibbana, not about dhyana or something else. So, Vipassana is the path for it because only Samatha can't achieve that. You always advise when we meditate, automatically direct to the Vipassana or Samatha. So, why we can't purposely and directly do Vipassana? Otherwise, if we meditate with Samatha, it will be meaningless. Is it okay if we practice Vipassana purposely? Then how to do it?
Yeah, several approaches. Buddha has mentioned that you can take Vipassana approach first, and based on Vipassana you can develop fair amount of concentration as well. On the other hand, one can develop concentration first, and based on that you can lead to Vipassana. And there's another approach, you are taking both parallel. Say you are having kind of a harmony between concentration and the Vipassana, wisdom development. So these are, there's another technique which I simply don't need to mention here. So these 3 main techniques are available. So Buddha has recommended all 3 techniques. So the thing is, for a beginner, you can't recognize how the mind is leading. So it's very difficult to drive the mind to a particular direction. You don't know what is Vipassana. You don't know what is Samatha. And if you have an entirely scattered mind, it's extremely difficult to practice Vipassana. So therefore, fair amount of concentration is really essential for you to do Vipassana. So say for example, if you are doing Anapanasati, if you are simply say recognizing, okay, this is in breath, this is out breath, this is in breath, this is out breath. Likewise, you are labeling. So you can't say this is samatha. You can't say this is vipassana. Very much we can say it is samatha. But it is contributing to develop concentration. But I mean, if you are, so we need to understand where we are, and accordingly we have to develop our practice. And even though our intention is to have kind of vipassana, okay, it's good. It's a good intention, but we have to reach that practically, no. Say you don't know how to swim, but you are thinking of butterfly stroke. So let's jump to the water first. So that is something that we have to practically do this. So it is all right to have some sort of a inclination. Okay, I have to be a vipassana practitioner. Doesn't matter. But slowly we have to develop all these skills. Yes.
Last one, Bhante.
Yes, thanks.
Would you please explain the following? Number 1, karma and karma patha. Number 2, dasakata.
Dasakata. Karma and karma patha. Now there may be slight, say, karma, the various actions which might not lead to some major consequences. So those we can simply say karma. But on the other hand, there may be some gravity in your karma, so that can lead to karma patha. That can we call as karma patha. Say for example, you are killing an animal with lot of effort and with lot of anger and all these things. So it can lead to karma patha. So it can make you a rebirth in the hell realm, something like that. But say you are accidentally, or you didn't really care a mosquito and you simply did it, gone. It was killed, but it happened as a sort of a habit, or you didn't sort of neglectfully it has happened. So there is less gravity maybe, so it might not lead to karma patha. So it might not lead to born in a hell realm. But suppose you are killing an elephant, you can't kill it by doing like this, no? So you have to have a lot of effort, planning and all these things. Every day you are now burning. So internally you are making a hell in your mind. So it's definitely a karma patha. It has more gravity. What's the next question? Karma and then dasakata. So Buddha explained 10 types of beneficial discussion, beneficial talk. Viryarambha kata, appicca kata, santutti kata, viryarambha kata, sila kata, samadhi kata, panya kata, vimutti kata, vimutti jnana dassana kata. So likewise, entirely some very beneficial talking. Say you are discussing about morality. That's a good discussion. Buddha says, either you be silent or you engage with any of these 10 types of discussions, any of these 10 types of topic. Only select these, any of these 10. Otherwise you be silent. So that's the advice of the Buddha. So say if you are talking about sila, that's a good advice, good discussion. If you are talking about the concentration, that is good. If you are talking about wisdom, that is good. If you are talking about having less, appicca kata, so being kind of moderate, frugal, appicca kata. Then santutti kata, being content with little things. You have something, you can survive, and there are no much craving. So you are satisfied, you are contented. So you are thinking, we are talking of how to be contented, how to be happy with having less. So appicca kata, santutti kata. Then viryarambha kata, how to be effortful, how to start practice, how to diligently practice. So the viryarambha kata. And the asansagga kata, how to be alone, how to be secluded. So appreciating the kind of a seclusion. Not going for parties and all, every time mingling with so many people and say like that. So you have your own kind of a behavior. So you are happy with yourself. Seclusion. So we can talk on that. Then Vimutti Kathas, about the freedom, mental freedom, the freedom from defilements. So likewise. And the various insights. So Vimutti Jnana Dassana Katha. What are the insights pertaining to the Vimutti, the freedom. So likewise, Buddha has mentioned 10 types of topics to select if you like to talk. Yes. So that's all. We have questions. Sorry. Hope to have 10 o'clock. Yes. Yeah. There's one question.
Avsarai Swamina answer. For us to have
please come forward.
For us to have a kind of yoniso manasikara in our daily life, what I think that what I have heard and read, and just to see, I mean that because when I see an image, so I used to think that this is color coming to my eyes, because eyes can't do anything. It is also just like a camera lens. So then that chitta gives that and goes away, perishes. Correct. And after that mano vijnana comes, and so that is taken the duty of the other. That means another chittakshana.
Yes.
So then I keep on thinking like this. Even when I am driving, I am thinking when I see a car inside, okay, now this is a kind of illusion. So I can't see a running car. So that has given the picture, gone. And so then what is inside mine, I am coming out, because somebody has told me that this is a car, this is a white car, red car, like that. So I keep on, even if I see a person also, I used to think that, okay, now this is what is happening, that that eyes gives me this and goes away, and only the image. So that vijnana comes at that time. And even I am doing the walking meditation also, I used to think, I don't know whether it is correct, that is that I want to clear. Yeah. So this is touches and I get the feeling. So this kaya vijnana comes and with the body touches, and so then only I get this. And so like that, I keep on thinking, is that right or wrong, sir?
Yeah. So basically, now thinking according to Dhamma, we can say as Dhamma Nussati. Dhamma Nussati also has some effect. Say it is better to think like that rather than, okay, so he is good, he is bad, he did that, he did good, and thinking according to the defilements. So thinking according to defilements and proliferating and living in the stories and dreams and all these things, compared to that, this kind of thinking is good. But the Yoniso Manasikara has a deeper aspect as well, which does not even need thinking. That is the beauty of Yoniso Manasikara, where you are having a very silent mind. There is no thinking at all, and this silent mind is observing, not at the surface level. Say, for example, you can simply recognize this as a clock. So this is, now we are living in the surface level. So maybe thinking also can be involved. Okay, it's a beautiful clock, how I can carry it home and all these things. I can think based on the defilements. This is not Yoniso Manasikara. That you can think, okay, this is a clock, this is made up with elements, 4 elements, blah, blah, blah. So it's also thinking, and it's better than the previous one. On the other hand, you can simply keep your mind quiet, and again you can recognize there's a color. For that you don't need thinking, and more closer you look at, there may be several colors, and you can recognize different say stiffness, roughness, softness, and all these things, and you can feel that directly. So similarly, thinking and having some kind of an understanding is one approach, and having a silent mind and using concentration to recognize the causes. You are going to the fundamentals, you are going to the basics, and recognizing those causes is more deeper. So that does not involve even thinking. It is not you are rationally thinking or logically thinking. Rather, you are having a very silent, concentrated mind, and you observe it again and again. Through this continuous observation, you are able to recognize more deep aspects, how it is being generated, what are the causes. So this is a kind of a direct experience which is happening, and it does not really need thinking. And again, say for example, say you are looking at your mind. Okay, so there are certain thoughts are now happening in the mind. Now you are not thinking about the thoughts, but you are recognizing why these thoughts are coming. Okay, these thoughts are coming because of anger. Anger is the root, say for example. Okay, these thoughts are coming because of the craving. So you are recognizing the craving as the root, lobha. On the other hand, okay, these thoughts are coming because of I am analyzing, I am having kind of a measurement about people, I am being too critical. So now you recognize the conceit as a root. So likewise, now you are going more deeper and you are recognizing certain aspects in thinking. So that's also yoniso manasikara. So therefore, these are different stages. So in Satipatthana practice, we are more going to the last one, where you are trying to be more quiet, very calm, and we are giving more prominence for direct touch, for direct experience, and we are observing it again and again. With that, there's a deeper understanding, deeper insights arising based on the yoniso manasikara. Yeah. So try to do that. While walking, don't think. Don't think that this is the kaya viññāna, this is the mano viññāna and all these things. Rather try to calm down the mind as much as possible. Like a child. Say children don't know much about Abhidhamma and all these things. They know, but if we ask them to walk and ask what you felt, they can immediately tell. Not thinking, not through their memory or what is appearing in a book. Rather, they can directly tell, okay, I felt roughness in the sand. Certain sand particles are rough, certain sand particles are wet, certain ones are, say, dry. So likewise, immediately, they will explain the direct experience. So that is where we are trying to come to the basics. But that does not mean that we stop there. So more and more we do like that. So we understand this body, so-called I, so-called body is made up with elements. These are not like the nouns, they are verbs. There's a constant kind of energy, kind of movement, which we call as body. So our perspective change. Now likewise, the yoniso manasikara leading us to a different domain. Okay, so I think it is enough for the Dhamma question. So thank you very much for active participation.